Hello, this is Walter from Divine Tarot at divinetarot.org. And today I'm going to do a reading for you involving your plan for the New Year's. It's also going to let you know what you need to let go from the past year. And this time I'm going to do a spread for four different readings, a tarot spread and four different readings. So, as usual, select your situation based on the cards and then follow the timestamp, skip on to your particular reading. This one shouldn't be very long, but no need to get stuck listening or looking at someone else's reading. So, for reading number one, we're going to select the first card. And that first card is going to be the Six of Pentacles reversed. Six of Pentacles. So right away, when I see the Six of Pentacles, I'm looking at someone that is either having money problems or having problems sharing. There may be some selfishness or some money loss. The Six of Pentacles upright typically represents a person who has an abundance of money, and it is someone who is going to share. And I think that when it's reversed, it's going to be a representation of someone who has lost money in the past year or is losing money right now due to whatever reason, most likely selfishness. Number two will be the Hermit card. That's from the Major Arcana. So for the second reading, your situation will be such that you need to go inside and you need to meditate. Some time alone will be necessary for you. For those who resonate with that particular storyline, then that reading will be for you. And for our third reading, we have the World card. So this is for someone who is having a good time right now. Your ship has come in, so to speak, and you're enjoying life. And this will be a reading to let you know what you should be doing this year to keep that energy up and what you should let go from last year. And our fourth reading will be the Strength card reverse. So someone who is probably not doing very well right now, they're feeling kind of weak. Things aren't necessarily going their way. Let's move this over a little bit. There we go. So, reading number four, Strength card reverse. There are some issues there with you standing up for yourself, and Spirit is going to show you what you need to let go of from last year and what you should be working on this year. So, let's get started for reading number three. And this spread will be, once again, your New Year's tarot spread. Okay? New Year's planning tarot spread. All right? And I got this from Labyrinthos, an excellent tarot website. You can find them at labyrinthos.co. All right, let's get started with our readings. Okay, for those of you who selected the Six of Pentacles reverse, your situation once again was most likely that you lost money last year, okay? Or you had some kind of a problem with sharing. So let's look at last year's biggest achievement for you in this particular spread. So when we turn over number two, the second card, Temperance. So your biggest achievement last year would have been patience. Learning how, excuse me, I want to get this in focus for you. There you go. So your biggest achievement last year was being patient and having a good temperament and learning how to deal with your situation. Okay? Be it someone with their hands out for a donation or having to deal with the obstacles in the situation of not having a lot of resources. What you need to let go of from last year would be being stuck and not changing. The death card symbolizes change, okay? And what you're not doing is changing. You're stuck in some old patterns that need to be released, okay? So the death card reverse, a failure to change. Something's going on that you need to change. Either you need to share more. We're going to take a look again at the Six of Pentacles. You can see that there is a gentleman here who is sharing his wealth. The scales on his left hand, represents balance, represents neutrality, forgiveness, if you will. And he is giving alms to the poor. So either you're in a situation that you've lost money, or you're in a situation where you've been very selfish and stuck in your old ways. Signified, by the death card. Okay? All right. Now, for number 4, what to expect for this year. And this is going to be the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles looks like there's a fella there with his arms tightly wrapped around a pentacle. And had it been reversed, it would have continued being the same selfishness that you've experienced or that you've gone through. But the 4 of Pentacles signifies stepping into your power, okay? The number 4 itself signifies consistency and productivity and basically hanging in there through tough times. So moving forward, you need to take care of your money, okay? And at the same time, step into your power, okay? Step into your power as an individual, as a God. And the Bible says, ye are gods, okay? Step into your power for this year. Okay, and number 5 is this year's biggest challenge. So your biggest challenge for this year, we've got the King of Swords reverse. So King of Swords reverse is going to signify someone who has a self-defeating attitude, someone who has not empowered himself or herself to make great decisions. If you turn this around, you have a person who is sitting on the throne with the sword in his right hand. And although he looks fierce, he has the confidence, to make good decisions. He could stand up and strike you down with the sword, or he can have a seat and listen to you patiently as you discuss your problems. This is the King of Swords. Notice in the background there are calm skies and everything is all right. All right. And he's sitting comfortably up on what looks like a hill, signifying his authority. So your biggest issue for biggest challenge this year is that you're going to have to make better decisions. And not coincidentally, it's crossing the Four of Pentacles, signifying empowerment. Okay, number 6, this year's theme. This year's theme for you will be the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands signifies a person who has the world in his hand. Okay? He has the earth in the palm of his hand and he's expanding. The number 2 also signifies balance. So this is a balanced, in wands signifies energy. So this person has balanced energy. And look, they're in a castle standing up on the roof overlooking all of their property or all of their land. So you're going to have to balance out your emotions, and that's going to be this year's theme for you, a balance of emotions. Expect some difficult times, but you're going to have to balance out your emotions, balance out your energy. Energy here is wands. Emotion is cups, excuse me. You're going to have to balance out your energy. Okay? And that's this year's theme. A balance, staying in balance of energy. Okay? And advice from Spirit for this year. Yeah. 5 of Cups reverse. So the 5 of Cups represents a person who is going through some kind of a change, some kind of an emotional situation with relationships. Okay. So they're very disgruntled. They've got 2 cups behind them and 3 spilled. So they're more concerned about the blown opportunities or relationships than the ones they have right now that are working for them. So your advice from source this year is to balance your emotions. Again, just like I was talking about with the 2 of Wands, balancing energy. And this year's advice for this year is to not be disgruntled. Keep your emotions in check. Keep your emotions in check. Okay. And this year's transition from last year, or the transition from last year to this one, will be, again, 4 of Cups reverse. Again, you're very disgruntled with relationships. Yes. I think whatever has caused this situation where there is money issues is people were probably asking you for a lot of money, family members. So I'm seeing the 4 of Cups, and that's reverse, telling me that you are dealing with some family members probably asking for money, or some relationships that went sour due to money. And yeah, you see this guy, he's got his arms folded. The Spirit is giving him a gift, but he's so busy worried about those 3 cups that he doesn't have that he cannot look and be grateful for the one that he has, which has been given from Spirit. So whatever relationships you've had that have caused you to be disgruntled, you're going to have to take care of that. And you're going to have to step into your power this year and control your energy. Okay? Now I'm going to do, in addition to this, we're going to look at the angel cards as well. And here's what a message that the angels have for you. First is to get out of your ego. Okay? We've got the ego card, which is also the 15. It's the devil card in the regular Rider-Waite deck. And it says, a false sense of entrapment being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So, okay, work on your ego this year. Work on your ego. Let's put that in here. There we go. Work on your ego. Second message from the angels is the Ten of Earth reverse. Okay, and Ten of Earth represents the Ten of Pentacles. It says, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. So this is what you're going to have to work on here. Yeah, you've got some issues here with money and family. Okay, either family members asking for money and it upset you or caused you to be in a bad situation financially, or you were kind of selfish with your money and didn't share with different relationships. It's either a family or friends, something to do with money and relationships. So step into your power this year, okay? Step into your power. Remember this Four of Pentacles. Step into your power. Make better financial decisions. And if there is a situation here where family members or relationships, friends, people who are close to you, if they're asking for money, do what you can do, but don't let it get to the point where it breaks you financially or bothers your confidence. Okay? God bless. I hope this reading helped you. Okay, for those of you who chose the Hermit card in this reading, that is your last year's lesson. Let's see what this year's biggest achievement is. We're going to go ahead on and lay out the spread for you. Number 2 spot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 spot. Okay, let's see what your last year's biggest achievement. Okay, so your biggest achievement for last year, let's get this, is the 3 of Cups. So there was some happy times last year. You did a lot of celebrating. Okay, great job. Great job. A lot of celebrating last year. It must have been a happy year. This year, they're talking about having you do some alone time and doing some soul searching. What you need to let go of what you need to let go of for last year is the Strength card reverse. The Strength card reverse. So you may have done a little bit too much partying last year based on the influences of others. Let's zoom in just a little bit more here. Based on those influences of others, because I do see this 3 of Cups, which signifies a lot of celebration. And last year's lesson is interesting because last year's lesson was the Hermit card, which meant that you did spend some time alone. And so you did do some soul searching. So very interesting. This is an interesting reading here because what you need to let go of from last year is the Strength card reverse, which signifies weakness. Yet at the same time, you spent some time alone, but last year's biggest achievement was a celebration. So you must have been able to achieve something, although you were not feeling very strong. So let's see what you need to expect for this year. And that will be in the 4th spot here. All right. So what you need to expect this year, we've got the 4 of Wands reverse. The 4 of Wands signifies more celebration and happiness energetically. And that's going to be reversed. So what I'm seeing this year is it's probably all of the happiness and celebration, not necessarily happiness, but the lifestyle of celebrating. You probably need to slow down on that this year, because it's saying what to expect this year will be a little bit less of celebrating. Maybe you did a little too much partying last year, so you probably need to slow things down. For this year's biggest challenge, which is the 6 of Cups, which signifies nostalgia and a remembrance of a happier time, you're probably going to have to slow things down this year, okay? Because that's crossing the 4 of Wands, okay? And you need to not get stuck in the past. For some reason, I think you might have partied a little too much last year. This reading here, I'll need to pull a few more cards before I get a finger on what really went on with you. But your biggest challenge for this year will be just, like I said, the 6 of Cups. It's going to be probably, it's going to be not partying so much and not getting stuck in the past, but just remembering happier times. Because I think for some reason this year is not going to be so much partying and something. This may be a tougher year for you. We'll see, though. We'll see. This year's theme is coming up here. Number 6. This year's theme. We've got the 3 of Swords here. So I don't want to put a damper on things, but expect a little bit more difficult time this year. That 3 of Swords signifies a broken heart. So whereas last year, you spent some time alone and you kind of figured things out and you had good times, this year you may have to get over a little bit of heartbreak. This year things may not go as planned, and you may find yourself living in the past, thinking, man, I had such a great time last year. Okay. This year you may have to go through a few life lessons, but don't worry, it's going to make you a better person. Okay. And Spirit's advice for this year will be to hang in there. We've got the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands tells you all you need to know just by looking at the card. There's a young man, he's going through some struggles and change, whereas expect some rougher times this year, okay? But hang in there. Whereas last year, you had a good time, you were celebrating with the 3 of Cups. Expect a tougher time this year, but hang in there. Don't give up. Okay? There will be some struggles this year, but it's all about lessons learned. Lessons learned. Okay? So The eighth card, the transition from last year to this one. We have the Hangman, which signifies being in a situation. Oh, it's the reverse Hangman. Okay. So the reverse Hangman is telling you that you need to get on top of things. Okay. This will be a tougher year for you. 2020 is going to be a tougher year. Don't worry about it. Nothing happens by chance. This is most likely a pre-birth intention. And this was something that you needed to get over. Don't worry about it. Just stay on top of things. Okay. All right. That's why they're telling you what you needed to let go of last year was the weakness. You probably had a tendency to hang out a little too much. I see this card, this strength card was reversed. So this year, what you need to do is be stronger in what you need to be doing, and also get on top of things. Okay. All right. I'm seeing the Three of Cups. You probably did a little too much celebrating, or maybe even it was just a happier time because you figured things out and got things going for yourself. But this year you're going to have to be a lot stronger and you're going to have to stay on top of things. Okay. And that's based on the transition from last year to this one is being stronger, getting on top of things. Last year's, what you need to let go of last year is weakness and not taking care of business. Okay. I think in last year you did a little bit too much celebration. Okay. It's interesting that the Hermit card was there, which typically signifies someone who has spent some time alone and who has been gathering their thoughts. But whatever the case may be, it's going to be a tougher year for you this year. You're going to find yourself looking back on last year nostalgically, saying, hey, I had it so good last year. What happened? Because there will be some challenges, but this is just a life lesson for you. You just need to keep going. Okay? Keep going. Hang in there. And we're going to get the angel cards and the message from the angels for you. In your angel message for this reading, first is ego, reverse. Okay? And the ego card is the same as the devil card. It says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So you're going to have to definitely watch out for your ego here this year. Okay. And one of the things I think, in regards to this reading is I really think that Hermit card is a message for you actually for this year. I think last year you did a little bit too much celebrating and you probably partied a little too much, had a great time, but this year you're going to need to be stronger because there's going to be some challenges for you. Okay. And we have the Queen of Fire, which is the second message from the angels. And the Queen of Fire says, stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Also, it's Queen of Fire is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. So, yeah, you're going to have to take care of your energy this year. Don't get too low. when you do encounter the rough waters, hang in there, stay confident, and handle your business. Also, Archangel Raphael handles matters in terms of the ego. Call on Archangel Raphael or Jophael. I think the J is silent here, or soft, Raphael. Or is it, if it's Jophael, so be it. But call on that particular archangel to help you with your ego and to help you balance things out for this year. Okay? Namaste. Thank you so much. And blessings on 2020 for you. So for those of you who chose the World card, this means that things were working out very well for you last year, and things are probably going pretty good this year as well. So we're going to go ahead on and there you go. We're going to go ahead on and we're going to see what last year's biggest achievement for you. If last year's lesson for you was the World card and accomplishing all of your goals, what was last year's biggest achievement for you? Okay. I've got the Eight of Wands reverse. The Eight of Wands typically signifies that you were moving forward with plans. So what Spirit is telling me, that last year you learned how not to procrastinate and that you knew how to get going. And that was last year's biggest achievement, that you got things going. And here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to let go of for last year. Okay? You need to, and I got the Two of Cups reverse, which I call the Fidelity card. So what you need to let go of, and what comes to mind to me, is relationships that don't work. Okay? Let go of things that don't work for you. All right? Let go of things that do not work. Relationships and otherwise. Okay? Get things into balance, because the two always signifies balance. Get into balance. Get into a balanced relationship. So you had to let go of someone or some people that were not looking out for your best of interests. All right. So what to expect this year? And that is our fourth card. It is right here. And this will be the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So the Nine of Pentacles is always someone that has been an entrepreneur and they are enjoying the fruits of their labor. So what to expect this year is things may be a little bit more challenging, but what you need to do is make sure you enjoy the fruits of your labor. Okay. When I see the Nine of Pentacles reverse, what comes to me is that you're not enjoying the fruits of your labor. Although you accomplished a lot here, okay, there may be a little bit of residual or sadness left over from this relationship. Okay, so this year you need to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Okay, 5, this year's biggest challenge. Okay, getting over the broken heart from that relationship that did not work out. Okay, getting over that. So right away we see the Three of Swords. Okay, the The three swords, that's probably just how this card looks is probably how you feel. Probably brokenhearted from this situation here, from the Two of Cups, a relationship that didn't work out. So you gotta get over that. You gotta get over it. Okay. The theme for this year for you will be happier times. Okay. Six of Cups, the nostalgia card. You're going to be thinking about things that were going on in the past. Very nostalgic, probably about that relationship. And that's a thing for you. But you're going to have to move on. The number 6 is about recuperating and moving on. So that will be a thing for you. Moving on to the next relationships. Got a lot of cups. So I know this will have something to do with relationships. And we had Pentacles. So enjoy the fruits of your labor, but move on from that relationship. If you want to reflect on the past and you get a little bit nostalgic, that's okay, but move on. And the advice from Spirit for this year will be the Lover's card. Okay, so there will be someone new that comes into your life. Notice the number 6 there and the Lover's card. So, and then the Lover's card can also symbolize good health too, and healthy relationships. So get on past this particular old relationship, move on, and expect a new lover to come into your life. Okay? Don't spend a whole lot of time dwelling on the past. Okay? But expect a new relationship to enter. And the transition from last year to this one will be, all right, the 8 of Cups. All right, I want to ask Spirit, does this mean for you that you have to not be stuck in the past? Or should you move on? And they're telling me not to be stuck in the past. Okay? Your biggest challenge, remember 4, 5. This year's theme, this is the nostalgia card. Being nostalgic about that old relationship. Okay? And again, we got a lot of 6s. We got the 6 of Cups, and the Lovers is the number 6 card in the major arcana. So Spirit is telling me that you should not get stuck in the past, which is the 6 of Cups. Don't get stuck in the past. Move on. Okay? 8 of Cups. You can see the person walking on. Typically, this would mean moving away from your blessings. But in this situation, it's telling you don't get stuck in the past. Move on. There's someone new coming into your life. Don't be afraid to move on, okay? You had things worked out very well for you last year. I can tell by the 9 of Pentacles that you are an entrepreneurial person. Because I know if you were not, it would have been the 10 of Pentacles as opposed to the 9. And the 9 of Pentacles signifies an entrepreneur. So things went well for you. You made some good money, okay? But you lost that loved one. I know it's someone that you had a significant relationship with, because the 2 of Cups is here. I see it reverse, so I know you had a breakup, but don't worry. Someone new will come along. Don't get stuck in the past, okay? And here's what your angels have for you. It's balance. Archangel Zedekiah. The need for balance and moderation. Cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. Okay? Don't rush this next relationship. Wait for it. Balance things out. Okay? Be in a balanced setting. Don't go out there trying to party and have a good time and having a lot of meaningless sex. Wait for it. Balance out your emotion. You've been through a tough situation with this relationship and you just broke up with that person. I got a feeling things are going well for you financially, but at the same time, don't rush things. Balance things out. And then we have the Page of Fire, which is also the Page of Cups. And it says, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. That's the Page of Fire, otherwise known as the Page of Cups. And it says, outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. So yes, there's a wave of new energy coming in for you. Okay? This other person is coming. Just wait for it. Don't rush it. Have a balanced attitude. Okay? Because things are going to go well for you. This is a good time for you. In spite of your breakup, be balanced. Be careful with what you do. Don't just go out partying, having sex with a lot of different people. Just wait for that next person to come along. Everything is going to work out fine. Just take a balanced attitude towards life. Namaste. So, for those of you who chose the Strength card reverse, okay, because your last year's lesson was that you didn't feel very empowered, here's what Spirit has for you for your reading in the New Year's Planning Tarot spread. All right. So if your last year's lesson was that you did not feel very strong, very empowered, let's see what last year's biggest achievement would have been. Last year's biggest achievement would have, the Six of Cups has come up in every reading today. Six of Cups, it's a card of nostalgia. It's also a card, given that it has the number 6 in it, of recuperation. So last year's biggest achievement for you would probably be, getting over a relationship that probably didn't work out. You thought about it a lot, but I'm sensing that it may not have worked out. But last year's biggest achievement for you was probably coming to grips or coming to terms with that relationship. So let's see. We're going to move on and we're going to see what else Spirit shows us. What you let go of for last year. Let's see. A broken heart. Yes. Yes. You let go of a broken heart. The Three of Swords always signifies a broken heart. So I'm starting to see the pieces put together here, that this is probably getting over a nostalgic relationship, someone that may have broken your heart, left you feeling very vulnerable. And so let's see what you need to expect for this year. Okay. A new lover will step into the picture and take that person's place. This card has popped up a couple of times during readings and today's readings, and I am happy for you. A new person will come along to replace that last person who broke your heart. And that will be what you should expect for this year. Now, this year's biggest challenge. The Justice card reverse. So the biggest challenge for this year will be handling things that don't necessarily go your way and making better decisions. Okay? And that's what that Justice card signifies. It signifies making good decisions. It's the number 11 as well, which is a number of mastery over self or mastery over ego. So you're going to have to make some better decisions this year when it comes to this particular relationship. That's why this card is crossing this card. So you're going to have to make really good decisions with this new person. Perhaps you allowed that last person in this card to take advantage of you, to do some things that you normally wouldn't allow to happen, to get away with some things, and they kind of crushed your heart, but you got over it. So this year's biggest challenge is to set some boundaries up and make better decisions. Now, this year's theme, the High Priestess reverse. So the High Priestess is the second card in the major arcana, and it signifies overcoming the ego, which is represented by darkness, with light, okay? And using the divine feminine to do so. And that's love, forgiveness, and non-judgment. And it's also number 2, which is a balance, balancing out emotions, overcoming the ego with love, forgiveness, and non-judgment. Okay? By it being reversed, you may have gotten some bad advice in the past, but this year's theme here will be, it also signifies listening to your intuition. Yes, Spirit is telling me. So you didn't listen to your intuition with this person and they broke your heart. So this year's biggest challenge is listening to your intuition with this person and making better decisions. That's why that showed up. Following intuition. You didn't follow your intuition last year or with that last relationship. So that, it's all coming together now. Make better decisions with this next lover. Follow your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, you'll know it because it's going to be in that third chakra. Okay. Second, third chakra, stomach area, solar plexus. If it doesn't feel quite right, you get that feeling, then you know something isn't right. Okay? And that's this year's biggest, that's going to be this year's theme, following your intuition. Okay? And number 7, advice for this year. All right, we have the 4 of Pentacles reverse. The 4 of Pentacles is what I call the getting into your empowering yourself. So you're going to have to empower yourself this year to make good decisions, okay? This year you need to empower yourself. In particular, in regards to money, okay? Empowerment. Empower yourself in regards to money and the physical, okay, in the physical realm. Empowerment. All right. Don't be cheap. Don't hold on to things that you need to let go, but empower yourself. Okay. And number 8, the transition from last year to this one. Balancing act. Things were out of balance here. The 2 of Pentacles. All right. Probably out of balance with finances. Probably, and I think this doesn't, Spirit is telling me that this has nothing to do with that last relationship. Okay. Maybe you spent a little too much money on that other person. I don't know. But you're going to have to get a hold of your finances. You see this person holding his money. Okay. Get on top of your finances, balance out things. Okay. Because you're out of balance. You're doing a juggling act with finances. Okay. So calm down, get your things together, come up with a budget. That's what Spirit is telling me. I see the words budget in my third eye. Come up with a budget that suits you, that fits you. Don't overspend, okay? I think you got into the habit of going out and doing things with that other person, probably living above your means. Come up with a budget for this year, a monthly budget, or even a weekly budget for some of you. And don't overspend. Whatever that budget is, don't spend 1 penny more, okay? Save your money because you might have to deal with a couple of emergencies this year. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Save your money. Okay. Be careful with the new relationship. Okay. The new relationship. Be careful. Make good decisions. Follow your intuition. Step into your power. Okay. All right. Don't be cheap, but at the same time, develop a budget to take care of your money. All right. And your health. Pentacles also represent the physicals. Now, here's what your angels have for you. Okay, we got the Hermit reverse, which symbolizes isolation. Don't isolate yourself because you're sad, but at the same time, go within. Okay? And the Hermit says, spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. Okay? And this was reversed, which meant that right now you're probably boxed up somewhere in a room I'm looking at, remember Peg Bundy on the couch eating bonbons, watching TV. Don't isolate yourself, okay? Just because you had a bad relationship. Just meditate on what you do. Develop a good meditation routine and a good healthy eating routine too. Spirit is telling me that your eating habits are poor and that you're not doing too well physically. Get yourself into a good gym, start exercising, eating better food, and living a healthier lifestyle. Because I think this person hurt you really bad and you thought a lot about them. And this year you got to get over it. Get yourself into the gym, start exercising, eating right, living a healthier lifestyle. Second message from the angels is the Queen of Water. Tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. And it says, relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Where have we heard that before? Care for yourself and others. That's the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck. So Queen of Water or Queen of Cups. Okay. So you will find a new person, a new lover, a new friend, but you got to trust your intuition. Don't rush out there trying to find that person. Just let it come to you. Develop a good routine for meditation. Okay, for you. Develop a budget. Develop a better eating habits and exercise routine. And trust your intuition. You will know in your gut when it feels good there, not in your other areas, in the mind or the erogenous zone, but in your gut. you will know if this is the right person. You'll know. Okay? That's where the term having a gut check comes from. Okay? Having a gut check. Check your gut. Does it feel right? Is this person right for me? You'll know based on the feeling in your gut. Not how good looking they are, not how much money they have, but in your gut, you'll know if this is the right person. All right. Make sure you take some time to meditate. Do not isolate yourself. That's why that reverse hermit came up. And follow your intuition. Set up a monthly, if not a weekly budget for yourself. And go out, have some fun. Don't overdo it. Trust your instincts, okay? Overcome this situation with the person that broke your heart with love, forgiveness, and non-judgment. All right? This is your year. Now is your time. They broke your heart. It's okay. You can get over it, but trust your intuition moving forward. Thank you and namaste.